Hello and welcome to Islamic Finance Weekly. I am Rahma Say Muhammad. It is the end of the month and as always, let us recap some key developments and stories for August 2024. Jaizbank announced the appointment of Mr. Tajuddin Aminu Ntata as a non-executive director approved by the Central Bank of Nigeria. According to a statement by the bank, Ntata comes with a wealth of experience through positions held as director at Ntata Investments and Securities Limited, Express Petroleum and Gas Limited, Ntata Property Development and Management Co. Limited. He also gained more experience as the director of the Electricity Meter Company of Nigeria, Nigeria Sugar Products Limited, Namco Nigeria Limited, Mentholatum Nigeria Limited, and Bebeji Oil and Allied Products Limited. As part of efforts to connect with customers and the retail segment of the market, Alternative Bank is planning a shopping fair from 31st August to Sunday, September 1st, 2024 in Lagos. The event will provide the opportunity for mega deals on household items at a time the economic indicators has increased the cost of goods and services. Altbank Bogije Shopping Festival will be held at its Lekki Phase 1 office and will also afford vendors the platform to engage customers. The management believe this will deepen banking non-interest banking services in the country. The 5th International Interest-Free Banking and Takaful Forum, organized by Al Huda Center of Islamic Banking and Economics, was successfully hosted from August 20th to 21st, 2024 in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. The event brought together an array of industry leaders, scholars, and practitioners from across Africa and beyond to discuss and explore the burgeoning potential of Islamic finance in the African continent. The forum aimed to facilitate a dynamic exchange of ideas and promote the growth of interest-free finance in Africa, a region poised to become a new frontier for Islamic banking and takaful. The event featured in-depth discussions on critical topics such as the regulatory landscape of Islamic finance in Africa, investment opportunities in interest-free banking, the role of takaful in financial inclusion, and the impact of Islamic fintech innovations on the African market. These discussions were instrumental in mapping out the strategic direction for Islamic finance in the region. In a keynote address, His Excellency Hassan Mohammed, State Minister of Industry, the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia, emphasized the Ethiopian government's commitment to development and encouraging environment for the expansion of interest-free finance. He stated interest-free finance offers a viable pathway to economic growth and financial inclusivity in Africa. Ethiopia, with its rich history and strategic location, is poised to be a leading hub for Islamic finance in the region. Islamic Finance Weekly will go on a break, and when we return, we will bring you more updates. Welcome back. Here is the Factbook segment. According to Statista, the total value of all Islamic financial assets worldwide was $4.5 trillion as of 2022, and by 2027, it is projected to reach a value of $6.7 trillion. Estithmar Holding QPSC has announced the successful issuance of a QR 500 million sukuk, the first corporate sukuk denominated in Qatari Riyal. This issuance is the inaugural tranche of its QR 3.4 million sukuk program listed on the London Stock Exchange International Securities Market. The 3-year sukuk offers 8.75% coupons and has attracted significant interest from institutional, governmental, and non-governmental investors. The mix of investors includes banks, insurance companies, and asset managers, while settlement is expected in 5 days. The Sukuk program is rated BBB on the Qatar National Scale by Capital Intelligence. Arayan Investment LLC, the first investor QSCC, and Lisha Bank LLC acted as joint lead managers to the issuance. The issuance marks a significant milestone for Estithmar Holding QSPC, demonstrating its ability to diversify funding sources to support its long-term strategic growth plans and objectives. Group CEO of Istithmar Holding, Engineer Mohammed bin Badr Asada, said the issuance of the first corporate car-denominated sukuk is a historic milestone for Istithmar Holding. Being listed on the London Stock Exchange International Securities Market, this issuance has garnered significant interest from a diverse mix of investors. The Islamic Corporation for the Insurance of Investment and Export Credit, a Sharia-based multilateral insurer and a member of the Islamic Development Bank Group and the Japan Bank for International Cooperation, have signed a landmark Memorandum of Understanding to enhance cooperation and support the development of trade and investment flows between ICIEC's member states and Japan. The strategic MOU aims to establish a solid collaboration between ICIEC and JBIC by leveraging ICIEC's insurance services and JBIC's financial facilities. The partnership will facilitate transactions involving Japanese companies as exporters, EPC contractors. Dr. Khalid Kalafallah, officer in charge of ICIEC, said an MOU exists between the ISDB Group and JBIC since 2016. However, the one ICIEC signed with JBIC is linked to the existing Group Level 1. He added that this MOU normalizes and strengthens the long-standing partnership between ICIEC and JBIC and aligns with our shared vision of promoting sustainable economic development in ICIEC member states. UNICEF and the Afghanistan Humanitarian Trust Fund, mandated by the Islamic Development Bank, have announced the completion of the project Climate Resilient and Sustainable Water Supply Services in Remote Rural Communities in Afghanistan. The $2 million initiative, funded by the King Salman Humanitarian Aid and Relief Center and implemented in partnership with AHTF and UNICEF, provided more than 30,000 people in 80 remote communities with climate-friendly, sustainable water supply systems in Paktia and Logar provinces. According to UNICEF's 2022 to 2023 Multiple Indicator Cluster survey, around 27% of the population in Afghanistan does not have access to safe drinking water. Nearly 44% lack basic sanitation services, and only 24% of households have all three basic drinking water, sanitation, and hygiene services. Afghanistan Humanitarian Trust Fund is managed by the Islamic Development Bank and serves as a vehicle to channel humanitarian assistance, address basic needs, and promote self-reliance and development in Afghanistan. It was launched following a collective decision by the Council of Foreign Ministers of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation at its 17th Extraordinary Session held on 19th December 2021 in Islamabad, Pakistan. To sum it up today, here is a brief video of our conversation with Temi Popola, the GMD and the Chief Executive Officer of the Nigerian Exchange Group, discussing how the younger demography can leverage non-interest finance offerings through digitization.
I'll give you the example when we did the MTN transaction and the listing. This listing about a few years ago, 2021 actually it was, you would find that when you look at the breakdown and the makeup of that investment universe, you saw lots of women. About 70% of the investors were women. And again, brings us right back to, you think telcos today, almost every Nigerian has a mobile phone in their hands, which then means that that heart and underbelly of our country, the young sort of demography, is somehow connected to a device. So whether it's sukuk, whether it's insurance products, which is really how we're also positioning ourselves, we are a multi-asset class sort of financial infrastructure company. It brings us right back to this. How do you supply those products, which is around what you've asked, whether it's sukuk, but more importantly, how do you create that demand for those products? And that demand is typically one of three sort of levers. One is your local retail, your local institutional, and then your foreign institutional. And the heart of that local retail, which is the conversation here, is tied back to that.
And that brings us to the end of Islamic Finance Weekly today. Don't forget to keep it stay with us next week on the program. Follow us on all our social media platforms displayed on the screen. Thank you for watching, and I am Rahma Say Muhammad.